Hello. Welcome into Gamesthetic, episode 120. Hopefully you're having a phenomenal day today, whether if you're watching live alongside with us or watching after the fact, listening after the fact, whatever the case is, we appreciate the hell of you. Got both the boys here in studio with me after a nice little break week. Boys, how we doing? How we feeling today?
I'm doing good. I'm here. I'm only here
agree.
for the second half of the show. First half of the show, I have nothing.
That's accurate. That's accurate because we do have Hogwarts Legacy and the Nintendo Direct. So you are 100% right. You can just chime in every once in a while if you got something you want to throw out there. What about you, John? How you feeling today?
I was feeling pretty good until you completely neglected Dark and Darker. Arguably the better game.
No, I was just saying for him, you know, that's what we got at the beginning. But yes, of course. I mean, look, I didn't look.
There were two.
Hey,
there were two exciting releases. Well, temporary release and then a release. And arguably one is more fun than the other.
There is no neglect of Dark and Darker. It made the thumbnail today. All right, so there is no neglect. It's in the title. It's on the thumbnail.
If I talk about something enough, it's gonna
make it on the thumbnail. It's just how it's gonna go. I don't really have a choice on that. But no, I mean, yeah, took a break next week. Last week. We're back here today.
Take a break next week too?
No. Took a break last week, and we're back at it here today. Although the next 2 weeks I won't be on the show, so the boys will be holding it down. So looking forward to that. You know, because I think you'll be having Wild Hearts next week, right?
We'll see.
Yeah, well, Wild Hearts I feel like is the we'll see. But then the week after that, I know you have Like a Dragon for sure.
Well, no, next week I have Wild Hearts and Wanted Dead.
Okay.
Wanted Dead releases on Valentine's Day, and Wild Hearts releases on Thursday. And then next week, Like a Ishin Early Access, if you buy the Deluxe, comes out on the 17th. So that, and then also Atomic Heart, which would be on the
Game
20th.
Pass.
So the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna be like you today and just there for you to talk at.
Right.
Basically. I mean, Atomic Heart's going to be on, Game Pass, so you can try it, John. I mean, you said you'd try basically anything that came to Game Pass. For the most part.
Eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
I've still got to work my way through Hogwarts Legacy.
That's true.
You have till March. Then it's Wulong time.
Yeah, then he's got you. He's got you in Wulong. He's already called dibs.
God damn it.
All right. Well, if you could, make sure to check out the referral link down below for
I really don't want
Rogue
to play
Energy.
that game.
You're going to be playing that game.
I know. I just don't want to.
He's already got you locked in. It's on Game Pass. You're stuck with it. I'm looking forward to hearing your reaction to the game. I mostly want to know your reaction because I know how much you're going to hate it. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
It's going to be that thing of, I wonder how long it's going to be funny for him.
I mean, it'll be entertaining to me regardless.
Yeah.
That's going to be the factors. How long is that going to be entertained by having to pick me up?
I mean, that's going to be a long draw, John. I've done support with you for a long time, so I'm very much accustomed to this already.
He's ready. He is ready to go. But yeah, make sure to check out some Rogue Energy. Black Cherry Lemonade is out, so pick up a 12-pack. We'd appreciate that extra support, as well as going over to Agent Inc. and buying a jersey. They are sick, and we definitely appreciate that support as well. So I'll go ahead and start turning down the music. All right, so before we kick things off, we're going to do something different today and going forward, and we'll do it until we hate it. It's that simple. It's mostly just, we used to do it for AniMan Plus, but we put it on Twitter back in the day. The polls that we used to do on AniMan Plus back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is when Josh was still here, so it's been a while. I
just
what?
looked at you like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's been a long time. I know. That was when Josh was still here, to really put in perspective how long ago that was. But yeah, we're going to do a question of the day. If you want to answer down below, we'd appreciate to hear your answer. And just to help create some more engagement, I'll probably post it over at Twitter as well. We'll probably rotate every week by who comes up with the question. I'm going to make you guys get questions too.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
And anything gaming related does not have to relate to any current releases or news. Whatever gaming, whatever you want. So the one that I wanted to propose today to kick things off, because we had the shadow drop of Metroid Prime Remaster, and I was kind of seeing this conversation a little bit online. So my question is it finally time for game award shows, like whether it be the Game Awards or any other show, doesn't matter. Is it time to finally introduce a remake or remaster category? Because we have Dead Space just came out, remake. We have the Prime remaster. We have Resident Evil 4 remake coming out in a couple months. Like, is it the time to give remakes and remasters their own slot in an award show? With how time is progressing, we're getting more and more remakes and remasters, honestly.
I don't.
I don't like that idea.
I like it for certain years. You know what I mean? Certain years, it'd probably be a banging category.
And that's sort of my issue with it.
And then after that, it'd become like the fighting category.
Yeah.
You can't introduce it on a wholesale purpose. If you have a year where like 7 or 8 of them come out that are all. And even then, I wouldn't necessarily put like remasters. I think it would just have to be strictly for years where we had a bunch of remakes.
Remakes would make more sense. I mean, because remasters ideally it's just the same game, just ups the graphics and everything. Whereas remake, they're ideally changing some portion of the game in some form or fashion. But yeah, the whole thing with I would say no is just because we don't necessarily have a whole lot of notable remakes or remasters released in a year. I mean, there's some years where yes, there is a lot.
We have a lot going on. Yeah,
but there's also a thing of that where it's a lot of games that a lot of people didn't even bother playing in the first time around, but have gotten a remake or remaster. Like one of the games we'll talk about today in the direct, it was the
Metroid Prime.
No, not that one.
Baten Kaitos?
Yeah, Baten Kaitos, which was on the GameCube.
Yep.
Those are getting HD remastered. Did you play it?
I did not. I might pick this up.
Did you play it?
I didn't have a GameCube.
I didn't play it.
Are you picking it up?
We'll see.
Okay. I feel like these are games that you would pick up.
I mean, they are games I would pick up.
Yeah. I feel like they're games that you would pick up the originals for if you found them out in the wild.
Probably. So that's sort of my thing is like we don't always have a year of where there's enough remakes and remasters that are notable enough that people play the original games to compare to.
Right.
So, yeah.
I can see that. Like I said, I feel like it could be a category that would be very good for certain years. Like, maybe if they flex it out, some years. I think even Game Awards does that, where there's very few categories where it's not there every year. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's something that you could think about. It just depends on the year.
Yeah.
Because if you do it every year, like I said, you're going to get a situation where it's going to be like the fighting game category.
There's going to be a lot of crap in there.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's hop into some other conversations here. So kick things off with Hogwarts Legacy. Came out with honestly really glowing reviews, but as well as to no surprise, also getting pretty heavy review bombed, by just general users. And there was a couple of publications that also review bombed. I think Wired was one. Gave it a 1 out of 100.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which we know why. I mean, it's the whole controversy that led up to this game's release. But other than that, very glowing reviews. Came in a pretty solid Metacritic rating. Reviews across the board, like 10 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s, et cetera, et cetera. I'm about 8 to 10 hours in right now, and I'm so stupidly addicted to the game. Like I genuinely really enjoy it. Like, to kind of put it in perspective, like all the games that, for let's say October to now that I've played and talked about, it's like Gotham Knights, Sonic, God of War, Midnight Suns, One Piece, Forspoken, and Fire Emblem. Like out of all of those, the only one that actively like hooked me where it's like every possible second I need to play was actually God of War. And now I kind of feel the same thing with Hogwarts Legacy personally. Cause like, I'm just like, I'm having more fun just like really admiring the work they put into everything. Because I told you the other day on AniMan Plus where, last week, remember, John, when I was going over some details, one thing that I said from the early reviews is that it's magical like the movies. And we were all like, what the fuck does that mean? Playing the game, I personally get it now. Like, just the vibe that is Hogwarts and everything that's happening as you're just walking around, like the staircases being formed, the paintings, just constantly moving around, talking, it gives you that same vibe, the music tone, it sets the tone really well. I now kind of get what they meant by magical like the movies. And like I said, I'm having just a lot of fun just exploring Hogwarts and just admiring how much like love was put into the world itself. Hogsmeade and everything, and just like the overall landscape. Like, I'm having a lot of fun doing that. Like I feel like main quest line has been almost put to the back burner for me for the most part, at least for me personally. I mean, I'm still progressing. I just had probably the hardest mission that I'm going to have to play throughout this entire game. I had to face my fears pretty hardcore.
I was wondering because
you had to fight a bunch of spiders.
I had to fight a lot of spiders.
So did you just do it blindfolded?
I did it like this.
It's rough.
There's
a lot of fucking spiders, and there's
the dude.
I just did it.
Yeah,
I just did it before I came over here. Yeah,
the cave, that is rough.
There's
dude.
points where like you have to crouch down and walk under these things, and it's like little spiders come walking up like right next to you.
For anyone who doesn't know, I'm the only one of the three of us who doesn't have arachnophobia.
Oh man, yeah. Like I'm curious, John. After you I think it's after the first door that you open, you can either choose to go left to progress or go right where you have to crawl in and there's like a chest in there. Did you even go in there? Because I didn't. Because that's where spiders came out for the first time to fight. And like this was very early in the cave. And it's like I saw a chest and I'm just like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna go that way.
I full cleared everything.
Okay. I did not do that first part. I was trying to avoid as much conflict as possible. Did not work after, you know, that one single like little thing that you can crawl under to go to a chest. Besides that, that's the only thing I was able to avoid. Other than that, I had to fight spiders all throughout. So I definitely faced my fears here today.
I think in that room there was actually no spiders.
Well,
They came out of that room, but there wasn't anything in there.
Okay, well, on my radar there was something in there. I don't know what it was. I had a couple of red triangles on there, so I was just like, I'm good. I don't want to get jumped from the ceiling. That sounds horrifying. So I left that chest to be. But yeah, that was pretty bad. That was a rough time. But
Out of curiosity, roughly what level are you right now?
12,
Okay,
I think.
You 20?
almost.
Yeah, I think
I'm
12.
like 17. But I mean, I've been doing every little side quest that I come across
Yeah.
and running around. And if I see an enemy, I fight the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say one thing about this game is it's like playing a fifth year starting out wizard, or starting out the year as a fifth year wizard. Just recently started training in magic. I'm the best wizard there's ever been,
Basically.
and everybody acknowledges it.
Yes.
Oh, seriously?
Oh yeah, like that is a very like main like in your face plot point. Is everyone's just like, damn, you're so good at this. It's like I'm a brand new wizard.
Like,
what do you mean?
like the first defense against the dark arts class, we duel against the top duelist in the class, and we fucking smoke him.
Yeah, just beat the shit out of him, Sebastian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is this the reason why it's sort of hinting? I was like, well, you're the best there is. Why not come to the dark side?
I mean, kind of. What house are you?
I'm Gryffindor.
Yeah, I'm Slytherin.
Yeah.
Sebastian's my boy.
Yeah.
Me and him break some rules together.
Yeah, so I just answered those couple of questions, and it automatically sorted me for Gryffindor, and I'm just like, well, that is unfortunately the house that I've been sorted into 15 times in a row. So I was like, whatever, I'll just go ahead and do that, I guess.
They tried to make me a Gryffindor. I said no.
Okay, so it did put you in Gryffindor first. Okay, yeah, that's what it put me into, and I'm like, I guess I'll run with
two
it.
questions.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure based on how you answer the second question, that's what it presets you into what house.
You only get 2 questions?
Yeah, you get 2 questions. It's like
That's actually one of my negatives, honestly.
the sorting is like, okay, it's like, do you like adventure? Do you like cat, or do you like relaxing? And then the next one is like, are you loyal, ambitious, mindful, or something else?
Brave.
And it's like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah. Well, that's one of my only negatives with the game is that I wish the sorting would have been like a little bit more detailed, like maybe 5-6 questions to make it more, I guess, difficult to get the exact house you want. Make it feel a little bit more random, like you're actually being sorted.
Well,
You know,
the fact that they have the option of you could just choose what house you gone, they
Yeah.
probably just went, nah, no point into it.
yeah, that's kind of my thought process too. You know, I would have liked the feeling to actually be sorted and still have the option if you just if you want to do a specific run, you know. But really based on the 4 options that they have, I mean, you can put the pieces together for which one is which house, in my opinion. So that's one of my only negatives. So far, I only have 2 personal negatives.
Wait, if you're a 5th year student, why are you having the sorting hat put on you?
Because we're starting school for the first time.
You're a brand new student, but you're a 5th year.
We're the 3rd person in history.
Yep. That's actually one of like the things with the plot.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that
Is it 3rd?
I know. I
You're
think it's
vagrant. We found out in the wild. Come join our school.
Pretty much.
basically
Cool.
accurate. Yeah. No, like the sorting is a minor negative I have, and then for me personally, the only other negative I have is I'm not a huge fan of like the map UI, and that's just a super minor negative.
All I care about, can I tame the beast?
I don't know.
Don't know yet.
Dang you all.
I will say,
I mean, I know you can get some some beasts to ride, so I would assume so.
I don't want to ride them. I
tell you.
wish to have them assault all the wizards that deem to be my enemy.
I feel like that's something you might be able to do. We'll see. I'll let you know.
I'll tell you one thing. If there's one thing I hate in games, I fucking hate when they have a ping system to show you everything you can pick up, and you get it's like, and it's only like a 6-foot fucking radius,
Yeah.
and you gotta constantly hit it because anytime you hit the fucking Revelio spell,
Yeah.
it stops your movement so you can wave your wand around.
Yeah. And you have to be right up on what you're trying to get because like I'll walk past
There
like, one
are
of the field
there are
pages.
talents for increasing the range.
Yeah, which I do like the talents. I was really looking at that earlier. I do like all the different talents that you can upgrade and stuff across the. Is it like what 5 or 6 different things that you can go through? There's like normal spells, dark arts,
There's
core.
spell, dark arts, core.
Forgot the other one, and there's the last one,
And then it's and then there's a
One for,
room
like-
of requirement.
and that's for like what potions and stuff.
No, the potion stuff is in core.
Okay,
Or you get some potion stuff in room of requirement, and then you get some stuff for like plants.
oh okay, gotcha.
Botany?
Yeah, you can throw angry plants at people and have them fight.
Yeah, cabbages. You can throw cabbages at them.
And these are the skill trees?
Well, that's just something you can have, but there's a talent in the tree where when you throw one, it puts a second one out for free.
All right.
I use those a lot against the spiders.
I didn't because I'm fucking level 17. Doesn't matter what 17, they're level 12 coming after. Also, the level's fucking irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
I was level 13 running around fighting level 20s.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like because the way the combat works.
Does that feel like a negative to you? Does that
A little bit.
does that
I
bother
would
you?
hope that if I was fighting something 5-6 levels above me,
Be a
that
lot
it would,
more of a challenge.
that'd be more of a challenge. All it is more. They do more damage, so I have to dodge or block more
right.
because there's you get a little notification when an incoming attack comes in. We're talking about combat now.
Yeah.
And if it's yellow or white, I forget the color, then you can use your shield spell Protego, and if you hold it down, it's always been called Protego. But if you hold it down and it hits, you can throw and basically hit them with a stun charm, or you can perfectly do it and it'll automatically send the stun charm after him. But if it glows red, it's an unblockable attack, so you have to dodge out of the way. Or hit him with a knockback before it happens.
Well, I'm forever now calling the shield potato, so.
Fair enough.
But yeah, it's like fighting higher level enemies, at least so far, because like I ran into a group of them. And I'm fighting a bunch of enemies. I was fighting like 4 or 5 enemies 5 levels above me. And I mean, all it was I had to do 1 or 2 more cycles of the basic cast through. Because in the combat as well, you have like your basic attack spell, which is like a 4-hit combo, and the 4th hit does more damage.
So is there at least a little bit of variety in combat, or is it more or less from what you're saying, cycling the same rotation of stuff?
You get you get some flair with the talents.
Gotcha.
Because like the talents will add different effect, or like it'll add effects to different spells and that. And in the talent, like you can set up, like in the talent tree, you can get a thing where you can have multiple presets of different spells that you can cycle through in combat, so that you can have more than just the 4 that are there.
Gotcha.
Because you can get like what up to 2 more sets of that.
3.
Well, yeah, I mean, so it's 3 total, or
No,
3
3 more.
So 4 total.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know I saw at least 2
'Cause you
more
get-
talents for it.
I think you get 2 in the first one, then you can get 1 or 2 in the second one.
So yeah, like once you unlock those, it just makes it like super easy to just kind
Also,
of
the
flip
core
through
talent
everything.
tree only goes up to level 22.
Yeah.
That seems weird.
Like, so it's like there's nothing higher than that. So it's like you're just hitting a point where it's like at this point you can have, and even then it's only 2 different talents that you have. Talent tree is kind of bare bones. It like in all honesty,
it does for like what this game. For how this game is kind of built, and especially when you look at everything around you, you know, and just like how much love was put into the game, you can tell where it's like something like Talent Tree was like, not as much love. You know what I mean? Because it kind of goes back to what we talked about with those details. It's like 26 spells to choose from, and we were just like, that feels
26
low.
spells to choose from, and within the first 40 minutes of gameplay, I like I could have named you 12 of the spells that like were already used.
Yeah.
Then I was like, okay, well that's what I'm getting.
Okay.
Like, that's half of my combat right there.
Mm. Are you impressed with the combat though? Are you feeling it?
Not particularly. I'm not impressed with it.
Okay.
I mean, it's
Is it just fine? Is another way to put it, I guess,
mean,
for you?
it's at least so far. I mean, you're doing the same basic thing that you're doing in Forspoken as far as combat goes.
Right. Yeah.
Because Forspoken is the same thing. Your basic cast is a 4-hit attack where the final hit does additional damage, and then you swap between a couple spells that you like charge up and hit them with. So far, it's very similar but very different ways. It's like very similar combat gone about in different ways.
Yeah. Because I kind of feel the same sentiment, because it's like one of those things where it's like, while I'm really hooked to playing this game because I just enjoy the world, I think the world that they have built is just very addictive, and I'm having fun with that. The combat, while it's fine, like I don't hate it, but I'm not gonna sit here and sing praises like it's the greatest combat ever. You know, like a God of War, like oh my God, God of War's great combat. Like it's like, all right, I mean, yeah, this is acceptable. You know, this works. I mean, it gets the job done, but it's not like, oh my God, this is the best thing come out in 2023. It's fun though.
Yeah, I mean, so far combat, at least for what I have access to at this point, there's hardly a reason to do anything other than hit them with the basic cast combo.
Yeah.
Because at best, I'm pulling them in, hitting them with one additional attack, but that takes about as much time as it would do to do a 4-hit combo, which would have done the same damage.
Right.
That's depressing.
But it's like I did pick some talents for changing the way that some of the spells work. So hopefully it'll be a little more to it now.
Right.
Or it'll feel a little better doing that. But one thing, I mean, I don't know how you feel about running around the grounds, but it very much does feel like it's meant to be traveled by like flying mount.
Mm-hmm.
Because running around fucking sucks.
Do you at least get a Quidditch stick?
Not yet.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I haven't got my my broom yet. I just took the class for it. The flying.
I have the class for it. I didn't do that yet.
Well, even after the class, you don't get it yet.
That
So
sucks.
it's coming. It's coming soon.
But yeah, it's like
And a
running
DLC.
running around kind of sucks because the map is large. Because I mean they have flying mounts and stuff, so it has to be a large map. So running around kind of sucks, and going from point to point, at least until you unlock some of like the side quests and stuff, you can't really access some of the stuff that's there in the world, like the varying challenges and that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're running past it. I'm standing next to it, going, I guess I can't do this yet, and then I just keep running, and then it's just a long run there. But
I just picture all the other students. Look at that year 5 running. Where's his broom?
it's kind of how it is because
Yeah.
fucking everybody's flying around and shit.
Yeah, and we're the one loser that's not.
But yeah, I don't know. So far, because have you done the Merlin challenges or like done any of those?
I've done some.
I mean, I did a few of them, and then I finally got to one where I was like, I guess I don't have the spell for this yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope the other challenges in the open world have a little more to them than that,
Right.
because it's kind of like walk up, interact with it, and then figure out the thing to it. But so far, of like the 5 or 6 that I've done, I've had to do the same thing 3 times.
Oh, that's not fun.
It's been the same objective 3 times. It's just okay. Now I just have to walk around and find where the thing is.
Yeah.
So-
Overall, puzzles in the game are very easy.
From what it sounds like, unless the late game really brings it out, they put a lot of time into the world and characters themselves, and maybe the story.
They definitely. I'm gonna hammer that all day. The world and everything. They put a lot of love into it, but there are other areas where you can tell where it was little lackluster.
it could very much be the thing of. Also, this game is a fucking collection. It's a collectible game.
Like, could it compete
hardcore.
with Assassin's Creed and Donkey Kong 64?
Like,
Shout out to Donkey Kong.
because there's field pages that you
Yeah.
find. In Hogsmeade, there's 55. And I don't know how many are in Hogwarts, but every different part of the map has more and more of them. And Hogsmeade alone has 55. I don't know where the fuck they are.
Mhm.
I've got like 30 of them.
Mhm.
Because I just ran around collecting a bunch of them when I first started. I have no clue where they are.
Yep.
But yeah, it's like they'll be flying around that you have to summon them to you, or you have to use the fucking reveal charm in front of shops and stuff. And to like get the page to show up, and then it's basically just like extra little lore for everything. But yeah, there's a shitload of collectibles.
Yep. Very heavy on the collectible side.
And then, I mean, there's all kinds of combat challenges and stuff that you get like different appearance gear and stuff for.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think my main complaint so far is, yeah, the world feels cool. And when you're in the castle and you're kind of following along with the quest stuff, it's very entertaining. And you do get drawn into it. But if you're just running around, like if you're out and running on the Hogwarts grounds, like looking to do some of these challenges and stuff that are out there, there's not a lot going on.
I do feel that. Like, while, yeah, you can get really drawn into the general area and stuff, but really if you stop and, because I was thinking about this earlier when I was playing, it's just like, okay, I really enjoy the small interactions that's there, like where you see just random ass students and stuff like that, and they're talking about some class. Like, that's all, like, it helps you feel in the environment, right? But at the same time, I stop, I'm like, I don't know, this does feel kind of empty. You know what I mean? From what I would expect it to be. Again, I think they nailed it on the world, but there is some aspects where it's like, okay, yeah, this does feel empty at times. So I do agree with you on that take.
Yeah, which a bit disappointing because running around the open, if you're constantly hitting like your Revelio charm, then you'll see additional like little doorways and stuff that you can go in. But usually it's solve the small puzzle, get a chest at the end, at least for all of the ones that I've completed so far.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they all are.
So I wish there was maybe there is something more in different parts of the map, but it does very much seem like certain parts of big open world, certain parts of the map are definitely the hot zones.
Right.
But, overall, I'm enjoying the game. Just wish for the open world aspect there was a little bit more to do in the open world.
Yeah.
At least so far. Like I said, I'm only like 6 hours in. Maybe I just haven't gotten to the parts where some of that stuff opens up more. Right.
Yeah, I like I said, I'm in the same boat since me and you have done about the same amount of playtime. Because like even at the point that I'm curious if you agree with me on this. At the point where I'm at, I still low key feel like I'm almost in like a prologue in a way. Do you feel like that? Because like I kind of feel like that every once in a while.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. The second I get into Hogwarts and I get control of my character and I'm there and it's like you talk to the professors and stuff at the beginning there. It's like, all right, now go to class. And I'm like, fuck you. I'm going to walk around Hogwarts a little bit. I turn, I walk 6 feet away and it's like, now get back to your quest objective.
Oh, okay.
I was like, this is some bullshit. It's like you put me in a good looking Hogwarts castle for the first time ever,
and you won't let me explore
I want to explore it right off the bat, and you're like, no, go to class. It's like, yeah, I know I need to go and learn some spells and stuff, but let me walk around I should be able to walk around the castle.
You're a 5th year. You should have walked around the castle.
But yeah,
you're 4 years behind. What are you doing?
It is a weird thing of since different challenges and stuff out in the wild do require different spells to be able to do anything with. Then if you start traveling beyond just like where the basic main quests tell you to go, then you can't interact with anything like with the stuff that's out there. So it does kind of feel like, well, I guess I need to go back and do these quests to be able to do, where it's like I need to go do the main quest, learn all my basic spells and that, and then I guess we'll figure something out afterwards. But I've run around and done, at least as far as I was willing to walk.
Yeah.
I've done most, if not all, of the Merlin challenges that I was able to, that I have revealed on the map so far, and then just like various little challenges here and there that I've come across that I've been able to do. But yeah, it does kind of feel like you walk into an area and it's like, well, you could go here if you had gone to class.
Now, if you were a good student, we could let you go here. But since you weren't, fuck off.
Fuck off and get back to class.
But yeah, it is. The quest systems, I mean, it's decent, but it is kind of like go do main quests and then go do second part of main quest, and then it's like, okay, well, you need to go do this quest, but before you do that, you need to do your side project for the teacher, which involves you like going and making these 3 potions and using them. Because it's like you need to do that to learn this spell or to learn this additional potion recipe or something like that. So it's like arbitrary things that you have to go do.
Okay.
As like the side project to get the spell so that you can proceed on the main quest.
So instead of doing it in a safe environment where the professor can be there to watch you, if the game's more or less telling you like, be wild, go out and mess up the rest of Hogwarts.
Hey man, day 2 of Hogwarts.
Wild Hogwarts, right?
hey man, day 2 of Hogwarts. I'm the savior of Hogsmeade. I'm just telling you that right now.
That's true. Like immediately upon their brand new student, but you're a 5th-year student, you're the savior of Hogsmeade. Immediately. That's true.
Gosh, apparently the magic world was super easy before Voldemort's time.
You can't say his name.
He's not alive yet.
You still can't say his name.
I don't know, man. It's like I've been there 2 days. I got like fucking 50 spider kills under my belt. I've slayed about 30 goblins.
Does it let you name your character?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like everyone should just name their character Chad.
No. What did you name your character?
I just named my character Alex Light.
Oh, fucking nerd.
Yeah.
What'd you name yours?
I'm Crixel Bradsworth.
Yes!
I love that.
I will say that the game does have one of the best features, and it's the in real time cutscene kind of stuff. So whatever your character is wearing is just what they are in every cutscene.
That's always a nice touch because you get some wild interactions.
I looked like a fucking idiot. I'm over there. I was wearing like it looked like a farmer's hat.
Okay.
I had a white mannequin mask.
Yeah.
I had like this pure white robes on and a fucking yellow scarf.
I feel you there, John.
And I'm just sitting there and it's like the cutscene happens and it's like teachers are sitting like walking around talking to me and that, and I'm just standing there and I'm like, it's like, yeah, man, I don't know what happened. Day 2 and I joined a cult.
I feel you there, John, because I haven't been playing anything new. I've gone back and been playing the Rock of Blade Point for the last 2 weeks. And at some point in that game, they added customizations options where, like, and we're talking like a deep customization thing for characters where people can change their jaw lines, eyebrows, and stuff. I've seen someone in a lobby who's playing Kratos. They just made God of War. They made one of the characters Kratos. And then some other things, and you can change their skin color and just do wild customizations. And one of the more recent things they've added this year is a campaign mode in the Rock of Blade Point, which has like these small little cutscenes, but it's just whatever your characters are wearing. So there's some random 3-man groups I've seen in these cutscenes of just like alien-looking Chinese warriors. And I'm just like, what the fuck's happening?
God, that's great. I love that.
And the best part is people can make little QR codes and share their creations.
Oh, that's even better. But I mean, overall, what would you kind of give this game out of 10 for your first, few hours played? Obviously, there are aspects that we really enjoy about it, where we definitely acknowledge there was a lot of love put into it, and there's also areas where you can tell that kind of skimped a little bit.
It's somewhere around a 7 right now. I haven't been grabbed by this game the same way that the rest of the world has yet. I'm enjoying it, and I like the atmosphere. I want to see what. It's exactly what I was talking about. It's like this game with the open world. It's like they had to have something to do in the open world, which at least so far there's the stuff that's there is very minimal, and if there's gonna be a heavy focus on combat for how much is going on in this game, which so far every quest or anything that I've had to do in this game revolves around combat in some way. It has to be good, and so far it's mediocre. So it's kind of like the general vibe and atmosphere are really good, but so far I haven't been like completely absorbed into it.
Right. For me, I would actually probably give it an 8 because I have been absorbed into the atmosphere. While I acknowledge like the negatives, like the combat is like not as great as we would have hoped it would be. Like it's still, like I said, acceptable. Like I'm having fun with it, but I'm not like completely addicted to it. But like I am addicted to the atmosphere. The atmosphere is very fun.
It's like complaints with the combat that could disappear in the next.
As you progress into the game,
it could disappear in the next 6 hours of gameplay.
Once we get some dark art stuff, it could probably disappear.
It's like when I unlock the spells that will result in me being able to do more than a basic ass combo. Then it's like it could improve from there. But so far, I can't do a whole lot.
I feel like it will also improve for us once we actually get our brooms and get like our mounts and stuff. I feel like that will also really make the game more fun. One thing that I'm still just really bummed out about, because this was announced like going into the game, and it was announced very early getting at Hogwarts, is like I would have loved to have Quidditch in this game. I think that would have been fun, but like that is completely
cop out. That's a cop out excuse,
dude. It was.
Wait, what was it? I missed this.
You show up and the headmaster is like, due to an injury in the finals of last year's Quidditch match, Quidditch has been canceled this year.
Yeah, it's just a fucking cop out.
You can go to the Quidditch pitch. It's just a bunch of nerds playing racquetball or something.
Yeah. That's another negative, but that was already a negative going into the game. Is that they openly said that's not in the game. So I'm still disappointed. Like it was one of those things where it's like when he mentioned it, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. That sucks. And then it kind of like left my brain because I'm having fun exploring Hogwarts. But then whenever we get to fly around for the first time in the class, I see the Quidditch area, and I'm like, damn, I'm reminded there's no actual Quidditch. That sucks.
I walked over to it like the first time I left the castle. I walked over there. I was like, oh yeah, the Quidditch pitch is right over here. Let's go see it. I get over there and it's literally just people. People are just like hanging out, talking. They're like, they got like some fucking tennis rackets or badminton rackets and shit, and they're just hitting the ball back and forth.
Are there people underneath the bleachers smoking?
No, well, I can't go underneath the bleachers.
So they might be. Who knows?
But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like the complaints about open world could change when I get access to being able to fly around like wherever I want to.
Yeah.
And combat complaints could change when I actually have all of the spells unlocked.
Agreed. Like, that's where my opinion from an 8 could get bumped up to like a 9 or something.
Gotcha.
But again, I'm only 8 because I personally am just very much absorbed into the atmosphere. Like that's just me. I've just had a lot of fun with it, but again, we're still early, because like I said, I still feel like I'm in a prologue almost, like legit, like that's how I personally feel. So could change very quickly, especially as more stuff starts to open up, like getting my broom soon, where I can fly around the map and stuff. Because right now I still feel like we're pretty limited on what we can do. So I imagine it'll improve. I'm looking forward to playing it more later tonight. Let's go over to the Nintendo Direct, which...
Hold up.
He's got another game to talk about. What you trying to do?
No,
that's on the script.
No, I was just going to mention it here because I wasn't actually going to spend too long on it. Because Nintendo Direct will be more of a conversation. Yeah. And this is going to be a shorter piece.
Okay.
I meant to tell you that earlier. But for anybody listening that was interested in it previously when they heard me talk about it, the Dark and Darker playtest 4 has been going on. It ends at the current time. It ends Monday, and I mean they've made a ton of improvements from the last time. It's a lot more stable. We haven't had like a bunch of crashes or anything like that, and glitches that have come up. They have been addressing within hours currently, because there were some pretty bad ones. But there's been daily hot fixes that fix a lot of the bugs, and they're trying to balance around it pretty quick. But Dark and Darker, I mean, this is the 4th playtest. Last playtest we peaked out at around 48,000 players, and this playtest I think our peak is at almost 110,000, or maybe a little above 110,000.
That's good. I've also seen where some other content creators are starting to jump on this game's bandwagon. I've been getting recommendations for that.
But yeah, the game, like I said, the game is currently available for a couple more days. If anything goes wrong, like if there's any problems, then they could extend it a couple days. But so far, there hasn't been any major issues, so that might not happen this time.
Yeah.
And for this playtest, they've released a testing solo dungeon called the Goblin Caves. You can only queue into it as a solo, but yeah, game is still amazing, and it's like they could be going into early access in the next couple months, like an official early access in the next few months.
That'd be exciting for you.
Projected was sometime around April previously, but that could change
for early access potential.
Yeah.
Okay. Because like the official release is projected Q3, isn't it?
Q4, I think. But yeah, it's like it could officially go into early access. But if you're listening to this and you like forgot the playtest was going on and you wanted to give it a try, perfect time to jump in. Last couple days of playtest, it is some of the most fun I've had playing games.
And
in a
what
long
day
time.
is the last day for it?
Monday is currently the last day for it.
So February 13th.
Yeah, they do. They've been doing each alpha playtest has been 7 days so far, and then if they've run into problems, they've extended it a couple days afterwards.
Bless you.
But yeah, game is still amazing.
Bless
and cannot wait for it to officially go into early access, because it is like I said, some of the most fun I've had playing games in a long time, and player base continues to grow every time a new playtest is announced.
I'm still waiting on my Exo Primal.
True. I am interested in that game after the last thing we saw about it.
But yeah, that's all I really had on Dark and Darker. I know I talked about it a lot last time it was out. Just this time, for this playtest, they've made a bunch of improvements. What
is the most notable improvement they've made for this playtest? You feel like?
Well, they're playing around with a lot of stuff. They changed a lot of the spawns around this time. People were complaining about two-handed weapons like being lackluster in the last playtest. So this playtest, they changed the swing patterns of a lot of them.
Okay.
People were complaining about wizard in the previous playtest, so they've been trying to adjust the wizards, like spell counts, like spell cost and stuff like that. This playtest. But I mean, honestly, the biggest thing was people ask for a solo dungeon, and they made a solo dungeon. But yeah, they continue to make changes. Also, they added proc chat.
Oh, that's okay.
Everybody wanted proc chat. They put proc chat in.
That's probably fun with that game.
I would imagine that's probably a lot of fun.
But yeah, it's game is great. If you haven't tried it, give it a shot. I mean, it's free in the playtest. There's no reason not to.
Right. All right. That's what's up. And then hopefully it will come up with that early access in April. That'd be pretty dope for you. Once that happens, John's locked in for a long time now. Like once playtest early access comes out for him, yeah, John's going to the caves, you know.
Oh yeah. I've been living in the caves.
Yeah, he's living.
Been living in the caves. It's like my time has been split between playing a wizard in Hogwarts Legacy and then running around as a barbarian slaying wizards.
Yeah, I enjoyed your picture you posted in our Discord.
That was funny. He asked me earlier, but he's like, "Did you enjoy that?" I'm like, "I did. That was good."
Yeah, John posted a picture of it was cut in half. First half was Hogwarts Legacy, and just said the caption, "Everyone else's wizarding experience." my wizarding experience is Dark and Darker's tavern with a bunch of wizards with their hands up.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
I did enjoy that.
yeah, just everybody. Everybody's been so excited for Dark and Darker. It's like it's an experience when an early access game like that comes out for like a week, and then like for the last 20 days before the playtest came out, it was just everybody on the Dark and Darker subreddit counting down. Like, it was like daily countdowns by people.
Nice.
That's funny.
Like counting down to it.
That's a different level of hype.
Because everybody has been so excited to play it again.
Nice. Just this randomly popped in my brain, once we were talking about your Hogwarts Legacy meme. Another Hogwarts Legacy meme that I saw that I really enjoyed. I know you haven't watched it, but I know you have. It was a scene from Loki when Loki and Sylvie met Kang, and Kang's just like, I paved the path for you. You simply walked down it. And the Kang was fucking Wizard 101. And Loki was Hogwarts Legacy. It's like, I paved the path for you to walk down it. Shout out to Wizard 101. Oh, man. That was one of my favorite memes that I saw. All right. Let's hop into the Nintendo Direct.
Which started with the best opening game.
I forgot.
Pikmin 4.
I forgot this was happening.
Yo, honestly, like as soon as it started with Pikmin 4, my first thought was, damn, look at us. We're at a time where Pikmin can lead off a Nintendo Direct.
Heck yeah.
Shout out to that, man. Shout out to Pikmin.
Never give up on Pikmin.
And with the release date.
Even if you've never played it.
And with the release date with July 21st. So a nice summer release there. Before we get into like announcements and stuff, just like general thoughts on Direct. Like what would you guys kind of give this as a grade? Because, there was only a couple things for me where it's like, hell yeah. And then there's a lot of stuff like, But it was also one of those things where like with this Direct in particular, it's just, I had a friendly reminder that like, not every Direct is made equal for everyone, where it's like this Direct is a freaking like SSS tier for certain people, while it was like a C plus for me. How did you guys kind of feel about it just generally before we get through some games?
I mean, overall, I think it was a decent Direct because, it gave us at least some drops here and there for the rest of this from here into summer, and then giving us some announcements of games that we can look forward to hopefully the second half of the year into the beginning of next year.
No.
I mean, there was probably something in there for everyone. For me, it's kind of a whatever Direct.
Yeah.
Because, I don't... Well, we kind of went over this when we were talking about games coming out for the year.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot from Nintendo I'm super excited about.
Right.
At least for right now. It's like, granted, there could be like something I try and I'm like super excited for. But, I'm not... It's like just because I wasn't super excited watching it, doesn't mean it was a bad Direct.
Yeah. And that's kind of
like what you're saying. It's like... Yeah, it doesn't have to be a good Direct for me as long as other people are excited for it.
Yeah. Because like for me personally, like when I was talking to Josh about it, I was like, me and Josh, we were on the exact same page. Like a C minus, C plus for us personally, but we acknowledge that with all the stuff that's in there, this is more like probably honestly like an A plus Direct. Like they did bring a lot of shit. And like I said, for certain people, this was like an SSS because like my girlfriend is a massive fan of level 5 games. So this Direct was huge for her, especially with to me, a surprise sequel to Fantasy Life, because that
was sort of a surprise.
That was like no shit. Like she tells me all the time how that is one of her favorite games of all fucking time.
From my understanding, Fantasy Life was a very good game. It was just it was a very niche thing, so it went under the radar.
And then also the return of Professor Layton as well.
That was a nice little trailer.
Yeah, and again, she's a massive fan of Professor Layton. Like when I tell you guys that she was literally in tears watching those two trailers back to back, man. Like the excitement levels is real, and like I said, it put in perspective for me that not every Direct is made equal. Like you're going to be able to pick something out of it, but like it's just there's different categories where it's going to like really hit for other people.
I saw the Professor Layton trailer and I was like, oh hell yeah, I may get a new Phoenix Wright game.
Shout out to Phoenix Wright,
and not just a game that was released in the East that finally made it to the West.
Right. Yeah. Maybe actually get a brand new one.
Yeah.
All right. Let's actually get into some of the announcements, though. So I kind of highlighted as like the main points and then the rest. If there's anything in the rest that you guys wanted to shout out, feel free to shout out. I won't really go through the rest, really, though. The main points, obviously, number one is the Zelda trailer. Pretty sweet trailer. There was one thing that I saw someone. You shut up. There was one thing that I saw someone point out on Twitter that I thought was really cool. You shut up as well. From like what this plot could be about. That I was just like, oh shit, yeah, that's a good point. Obviously, as we've seen from the previous like 2 or 3 trailers, Link has obviously got like this new arm, right?
Okay.
And something that someone is out theorizing is that based on how when he like this happens and he loses his arm, like in that cave where they find Ganondorf, right? Which also nice touch that they had Ganondorf's voice revealed in this trailer as well. Is that he took the arm because he took Link's arm to steal the Triforce. Because Link's Triforce is always in his dominant arm, and for these newer games, Link is right-handed instead of left-handed. So I thought that was a pretty interesting theory. Is that's why he lost his arm whenever Ganondorf was awakened. Is that he took the Triforce? But I mean, the overall trailer looked sick, but I did have a general concern for it, and I don't know. I haven't seen anyone else talk about it really. Maybe I didn't dive deep enough into it, but like the one concern that I have with the trailer, while it looked sick, I'm still super excited for the game. They still haven't really shown me more new stuff. You know what I mean?
The Switch can't run it.
What are you talking about? Link's got this weird
I know
airboat thing.
Well, like what I mean is like, okay, this is literally just the exact same world again, except we can go to the sky. That's the only. That's the only
Breath
plus.
of the Wild, but you went that way.
Yeah, basically. So it's like it's the same world, but more in desolation than it was before. So like I was wanting to hopefully see something else new. Like show me something more new.
Well, here's the thing, Alex. We already know Breath of the Wild already makes some Switches chug, so they can't add a whole lot more until they bring us a new system.
They're pushing this thing to the limits. I'm calling it now.
So they did whatever they could before the Switch will just die on you. So they couldn't add a whole lot of new stuff.
Yeah.
They pushed it with just making a fucking another level of world.
Look, I'm the one. Out of the 3 of us, I'm the one that beats the drum the loudest about Switch performance. All right, I hear you. I hear you. But when I say new, like I mean literally just anything. The only thing they're still focusing on is just the sky, and even the tidbits they've shown, I feel like the sky is limited. Because you got a pretty good shot of the world seeing the shit in the sky, and it just still feels limited to me. It's still going to be a great game. I'm looking forward to playing it.
How many levels there are to the sky? Did you see when he jumped down, how far he fell?
I know. I'm just saying it doesn't feel.
You know how much it's gonna suck every time you fall off trying to do a puzzle?
Oh my god, I know. I hope there's some way just to get brought back up like in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. If you fall off a cliff, your phone fucking picks you up or something. That'd be great, but I don't see that being a thing. I don't know. But I mean, overall, the trailer did look cool. That was my only personal concern, and I'm probably on an island with that.
Yeah, so we know you're excited about this. Zach, do you give a shit about this game?
Nope.
Well, okay. I know you don't. There was like a 2% chance you might care. I knew it was a 0% chance he would care.
We already said we knew what you were at. We were taking you out of that. This was our conversation.
And I butted in. I'm in the middle here. I can butt in. I can talk to both.
He's going to do this next week, too. If he gets a moment, he's just going to pop in like he owns the place.
Not true, actually. Not true. Not next week. Maybe the week after I might pop in.
We'll kick
next
him
week,
we'll kick him out.
Yeah. But after that, the Metroid Prime remaster is actually real.
That was a nice shadow drop.
Man, how many years now have we talked about this thing? Is it like, what, 3 years?
I haven't talked about it at all.
I mean, you've talked about it for like 3 years.
Like 3 years that this thing has essentially been a rumor that we have chatted about in some capacity in some sort of just news tidbit. And just getting it being announced and shadow dropped on eShop and the physical release coming out just in a couple weeks. And I got to say, the physical release is actually sold out.
I mean, I'm not surprised by that.
The only place that I found where I could order it online was GameStop. Best Buy sold out. Amazon sold out. Target sold out. I was just like, damn, that went quick. It's only $40 too, which is a nice little price point. And
I mean, I can just go run to our local old game retailer and pick up a GameCube version.
Yeah, I did see that came in. Yeah, I saw that picture posting. But the game, from everything that I've seen, I haven't picked it up yet because I'm playing Hogwarts and I wanted to get it physically. The game just looks like it was just handled with so much care and so much love. People are calling it more of a remake than a remaster. Came in very high on ratings already, to no surprise. I'm definitely looking forward to playing through this game again because this game is honestly absolutely incredible. One of the best games on the GameCube. So that was a very nice shadow drop to see. And then Game Boy finally coming to Nintendo Switch Online. That's something that was like originally chat about like over a year ago now, and now it's finally come out with Game Boy Advance as well, part of the expansion pass. And I will say this finally coming out finally pushed me over. I finally got the expansion pack. I was actually playing it earlier. I was playing Minish Cap and played through the first level and just about to hit the second temple in Minish Cap. So it's gonna be a nice like just chill before bed sort of thing. Just hop on there and play Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga and Minish Cap, and then also like just thinking about it, man, there are so many possibilities for games to add to this. They could support the GBA for literally years.
Oh yeah,
because
easily.
dude, there's just so many games. I mean, the few that they announced that are coming, like Metroid Fusion, of course, Golden Sun. They acknowledge Golden Sun, so that's cool. Never played Golden Sun, so that's exciting. I'm gonna check that out when it drops. There was a few others, but I'm gonna look for like Metroid Zero Mission if that comes, like the other Golden Sun. I imagine the Pokemon games will come at some point, obviously.
You could only hope,
because that would also allow you to transfer stuff into home.
Yeah.
Similar to like if you bought Red, Blue, Yellow, or Gold, Silver, Crystal. I think on the 3DS you could transfer those into the bank up to home or whatever. So I imagine though they'd do the same thing, which could open the door for certain shinies that are like only in those games or something. But dude, there are just so many games in GBA they could possibly do. I would love to see the Sonic Advance games. That'd be cool. I don't know if it'll happen. I don't know. It might. They do have I just remember they do have the Genesis, right? I think on Nintendo Switch Online. So I mean, maybe they might do that. A long shot that will not happen, but would be so cool. Get the Legacy of Goku games on there.
Probably not.
Probably not, but that would be so. All three of those games are awesome. Love them to death. Those are incredible games. So either way, that was pretty cool to see that finally get added. Like I said, I personally finally upgraded the expansion pass and playing it and really enjoying it. Like I already said, level 5 on its return with a brand new game, Deca Police, and then the Fantasy Life sequel, New Professor Layton. So level 5 getting back into the game.
The
so
Deca Police looks interesting.
Yeah, I kind of thought the same thing. I got my eye on it. I thought it looked kind of interesting. Fire Emblem Engage DLC. We did get to see some of the other emblems that are coming out. Not surprised Hector is one. Not surprised by that one.
Not surprised by Camilla.
Yeah, as soon as I saw her, I was just like, okay, yeah, not that makes sense.
I was sort of surprised by Robin and Chrome being one
together.
being
one. Yeah, I thought the same thing because like I was number one. I was surprised that one of them, if not, or I was surprised they weren't in the game to begin with.
Yes.
Like as one of the 12.
Yeah.
But when they came as DLC, it makes perfect sense. But then they're as one, and I'm just like, that's a choice.
I mean, it was because Chrome was our MC of Fates, and then Robin was of
No, Crom was in Awakening.
I always reverse those for some reason.
Yeah, Crom was, I believe that's Lucina's dad, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because Lucina, yeah.
Yeah.
And
then
Robin's the MC of Awakening. That's like not the most important character of Awakening because everyone cares about Lucina and Crom.
Yeah.
So, and then also a little preview of like the Wave 4, which is like the actual like expansion.
Which is an expansion thing.
Yeah. So, and Wave 2
dropped.
Yeah, it dropped yesterday.
Same day.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Octopath Traveler 2 demo.
Yay!
Did you download that
Not
yet?
yet.
Okay. I do want to play Octopath Traveler 2. So I'm probably gonna check out this demo.
Did you ever finish one?
No, I've still dabbled into it. I still hop on there and play, but I haven't finished it. Omega Striker's coming to Switch.
Woo!
So shout out to that. Which
Aggressive air hockey.
I'm glad that this is coming to Switch because the general reaction afterwards is everyone was just like, I didn't know this was a game. It was like, well, I'm glad you know now because it's a pretty fun game. I'm horrible at it, as you guys know, but it's a fun game.
I mean, it was only on PC for its like 2-3 month.
Yeah.
When they had the servers up, and I mean, it wasn't really advertised off very hard.
Yeah.
No, it was.
No one knew what it was when it was in this direct.
It's like you only knew about it if you played a certain like type of game, then it would show up for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it wasn't advertised at all, so you more or less had to find it.
Yep. And then the last main point that I have shout out here is Advance Wars.
Getting its second release.
Man,
A whole year.
Guys, I'm gonna be honest. Like for Advance Wars, I honestly was in the mindset of like they were just gonna not mention this game again. It was just gonna get put under the rug and never come out. That was honestly my mindset.
I mean, I didn't see that. I mean, it was completely done. It was ready to come out, so it was just a matter of them feeling it was a time where we can put it out without it getting associated with certain things.
I'll say this though, unless they do a very hard like rebrand and what Advance Wars is, we will never see another Advance Wars game again. I'm calling it right now.
I mean, we could probably see it again.
I just think
I
Nintendo.
highly doubt we would, even before what happened.
I'm just gonna view it as like they have just a terrible track record. First game comes out literally days before 9/11, and then this game is set to come out and the war starts. I think Nintendo's gonna view this game as a bad omen, and it's not gonna come out again. That's just my personal thought, but I will say for the stuff of the rest, one game that I saw a lot of people, a couple games actually, that I saw a lot of people chatting about is number one, Sea of Stars getting a demo.
That looks interesting.
I saw a lot of people chatting about that and downloading the demo, and then also the Baiten Kaitos 1 and 2 remaster, which you already mentioned earlier.
Yes.
That coming over from GameCube, bringing up, and I will also say, of a GameCube game, that we already knew was coming, but in the montage of games, further, showed off like Tales of Symphonia, which I think is coming out very soon. So shout out to that. But anything else that from the rest that you guys wanted to highlight, or did I kind of hit the main things that you guys
the
gave a
Dead
shit about?
Cells DLC with Castlevania looks really good. For anyone who likes Dead Cells and that type of game, looked really good. Ghost Trick is a fun game for anyone who likes Professor Layton and Phoenix Wright games. I would definitely say try that out whenever it gets re-released on the Switch. It's a nice little intuitive puzzle game. Figure out everything with his abilities. Harmony the Fall of Reveria seemed interesting to me, but I'm very much into those like very hard story-based, multiple pathways kind of games. The Eternity and Odyssey Origins collections are nice because those are hard games to find because all of them are on.
Okay, yeah, I was kind of curious your thoughts on that one.
Yeah, that's a nice little collection set because those are hard to find nowadays. Find 4 a lot, and I very rarely find any of the other 3, and they're all on like DS, SP, and 3DS and all that fun stuff. Sea of Stars definitely looks interesting. I'll probably pick up that demo at some point. Then the Chumbo Soft new game coming out, the Master Detective Archives Raincoat. That's your Danganronpa game developers, their new game, which I'll definitely pick up at whatever point it comes out.
Right. What about you? Did you have anything else?
Nope.
I didn't think so.
Like
No,
I said,
not
like I
for
said
you,
earlier,
yeah.
this direct was.
You don't want to play Samba de Amigo?
This direct was.
You don't want to
not
play
catered-
Fashion Dreamer?
This was not catered to me, and
John, I'm gonna buy you Fashion Dreamer.
I'm gonna be honest. Fashion Dreamer very much seems like a mobile game that they just threw on Switch.
you got me interested.
That's so true because one of the initial reactions that I have seen from a couple people that have briefly mentioned Fashion Dreamer is that the game looks like it runs like shit.
It does look like it runs like shit.
Like, and people's just like, yo, this game, there's no excuse why this game should be running bad. But yeah, I'm gonna buy you Fashion Dreamer, John. I want you to play it. I want your full review here on Gamesteady. But I mean, like I said, overall, like for me personally, I'd give it like a C-, C+ for me because there's only 3 main takeaways. But I do acknowledge that okay, yeah, this was a pretty solid direct. With the I do want to shout this out as well. With the Zelda, of course, they did reveal the collector's edition. No Switch OLED, but one thing that someone pointed out, which after they revealed no Switch OLED, I'm like, okay, I guess that might have been fake after all, because we saw someone holding it, so it's like that feels kind of hard to fake.
Yeah.
But one thing that someone pointed out, I'm like, oh shit, okay, no, hang on, hold on, never mind, it might not be fake after all, is that with the collector's edition, which again, keep in mind, officially revealed, there is a pin that comes with it, one of the pins from the pin set, and it is the same symbol that is on the Joy-Cons for that Switch OLED. So that still tells me that Switch OLED is actually real, and I guess they're just going to announce it maybe at a Zelda-specific direct. They do that every once in a while. So
Or someone just spray painted their Switch.
yeah. Well, I mean, if they did that, they would have had a hella good guess on getting the symbol right, because the Switch was leaked first, and it had the exact symbol that's in the collector's edition. So yeah, I don't know. I'm still with that. I'm going to still stay in the boat that Switch OLED is real, and it's going to get revealed at some point. I'm going to see if I can grab it. Probably no luck on that. Collector's editions already sold out, so that sucks. I tried to grab one, failed miserably. It is what it is.
You know what I'm sad about? I didn't know there was a Hogwarts Legacy controller.
Yeah, that just got revealed.
It looks nice, too.
It does. It looks so good.
It's so unavailable.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, yeah. Like, Sony revealed it in a blog post, like what, the day after the game came out or something? And already gone. It looks so good.
It looks really good.
I know. I keep checking because I'm like
Hoping.
because what they say is it's currently unavailable because it's like very obviously more people wanted this than we expected.
Oh, yeah.
So I keep checking. I'm checking like 6 times a day. I'm like maybe I'll it's like maybe I'll hit that 15-minute window where it's available.
Maybe you'll get lucky.
You're gonna have to build you one of those bots, John.
Yeah. No,
Look
that
at-
does look so good, dude.
I will say I'm becoming a fan of PS5 controllers.
I love them.
They made it's like the game specific ones they're doing so far. They're all fucking nice.
Yeah, they
'cause
do
you have
always
that God
look
of War
nice.
one.
I have the God of War
Yeah.
one. I really want the Hogwarts Legacy one.
Yeah, I do too. I tried to get the God of War one. I didn't try as hard as you, but I did try and I failed, unfortunately. I was actually talking to my girlfriend about this recently. It's like, man, it'd be so cool just to collect controllers, but goddamn, they're so expensive and hard to get. Because while this one feels like, what's the point in buying these? There's a fucking design lab. Xbox revealed some new like Galaxy theme.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's fucking
That
Dude,
looks
it
good
is
too.
so good. And it's just, when it comes to Xbox controllers, the general, conception from some people, it's like, oh, I can just go make one in Design Lab. It's my own custom one. Ooh. But it's like, no, dude, that looks sick. What are you talking about?
Yeah, the Galaxy one looked really good.
Like, I want that.
I
I want-
bought it.
Like, like legit, some of these controllers that come out, I just want to collect controllers. They're so cool.
I've never thought about collecting controllers until like some of these PS5 controllers come
Yeah.
out, and I'm kind of like, man, I kind of want to buy all these PS5 controllers.
Yeah, they look so cool.
And then I saw the post of the Galaxy Xbox controller, and I was like,
Damn, that looks
I was
cool.
like, I don't need it, but it's fucking sick.
Yeah. Man, get into controller collecting. That's a dangerous hobby.
Yes, it is.
It might be that thing where like if they start releasing the controllers for like PS5 for like these big games that are coming out, I might just start picking them up, even if
Right.
I don't care about the game.
Yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat because I really want that Galaxy controller, man. I'm like I've wanted to just get one off Design Lab. Like I have one design that's super cool that I like. I've wanted to just do that, but I don't know, man. These ones they're releasing look so
The thing is,
awesome.
you go to Design Lab, how much is that controller going to cost? Get it custom made like that.
So for a normal Xbox controller, because like so Xbox controllers are priced at 60 or 70.
I don't know.
Do you know that?
No clue.
Okay, because I know PS5 is I think 70. So let's just say
Well, that's the thing. The limited or like the custom Hogwarts Legacy controller, $79.99.
okay. So to do a custom like regular Xbox controller, I think is $90 plus maybe more depending on if you do like any names on it or anything like that. That's a little bit extra. And then like if you want to do a custom Elite, that's like 100. I think almost $200.
Yeah, because like these officially licensed beautiful controllers are like $10 more than the normal controller.
Yep. I may have to start buying controllers. I'm gonna see if I can get that Galaxy one. I want that Galaxy one. That Galaxy one is so cool. But I mean, like I said, though, overall, Nintendo Direct, it was good in some ways. Really excited about a couple of the announcements, though. Really looking forward to playing Metroid Prime again. Anything else that you guys want to shout out with the Nintendo Direct or anything? If not, I can hit the weekly wrap up and we can get out of here.
I didn't have nothing for
Yeah,
No, I'm good.
Okay.
This is the one Nintendo Direct where I was like,
Eh.
they're not all for me.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right, we're gonna hit the weekly wrap up then and wrap the show beautifully with here is some gaming news from this past week that you might have missed. So the first thing that I want to shout out is that the Switch has now hit over 122 million units in sales, and that did pass the PS4. So I mean, this thing just continues to print dollars like nonstop. And it just further tells me that Nintendo is in no rush to get to the next gen. Because me and Josh, we actually dove into that a lot this week. Me and him were chatting about that. Because Josh was like dead ass determined there was going to be a tease for a new console this year. I'm like, no, there's not. There's no way. Like they are very comfortable where they are.
They're only going to make one and release one whenever half their games no longer run it properly.
It's getting there.
Yeah. When all the developers go, we're just not making a Switch version.
Yeah.
They'll go, oh, I guess we need to.
Yeah, I guess it's time. Yeah. Next thing. So Star Fox Armada is a game title that was revealed as the canceled Retro Studios game that was pitched on the Wii U. This is a rumor that I think I plugged in the weekly wrap up probably a few months ago that Retro Studios had an idea for a Star Fox game and ultimately did not get the green light on it, which then we got turned around to Star Fox Zero, I think was the Wii U version, which was a complete flop in every way. So it's just kind of it's just the situation of what could have been, because retro makes great games. So it is a situation of what could have been. The Metroid Prime remaster did come in at a 95 Metacritic. The original game was at a 97. So definitely shout out to that. Now, one thing that I thought was pretty interesting is we did get some leaked details on Dragon Age Dreadwolf. Early alpha gameplay and details leaked. Fully real-time combat. Plays like a hack and slash. Combat is inspired from God of War 2018. Possibly no direct party control. Much improved animations. Fully single player. And 2023 release is unlikely. Zach, you're more of a Dragon Age fan. Any thoughts on any of this?
I mean, I'll be okay with this. I mean, the only thing I'm slightly not okay with is not having control over the party members and being able to
direct them more.
Yeah.
I feel like that will change though, since it is early alpha, you know what I mean?
Well, it may not be, because if they're going towards a live hack and slash, it's probably going to more go towards a system of you set certain parameters for your party members to do, and the AI will direct them in that fashion.
Well,
gotcha.
True, but they also, them saying like combat style similar to God of War 2018, it could be just you don't get direct control over the party members, but you may be able to like select different actions for them to do on a button press.
I mean, that's sort of how
because that's how God of War was, where it's like you basically pick the option that you want them to do, which was just different type of arrow basically.
Yeah.
And then when you hit it, they guaranteed do the action.
I mean, and I could see that as well, because that's sort of how Mass Effect was, BioWare's other game series. And I can't remember Inquisition right now at the moment, because it's been a couple years since I played it. Because I'm trying to think if Inquisition was like that, where you didn't have full control of the characters, but you could.
I think Inquisition you could fully take control of the
Could
character.
you? Okay. Which that may or may not work for me for Dragon Age, just because of how that combat usually flows. But seeing as they are doing a more consistent movement action, it may work out better that way. So,
yeah.
The only reason I say that is just because how in Dragon Age always worked was the harder difficulties added in friendly fire.
Yeah, I would be curious because I've seen Dragon Age gameplay before. I'd be curious to see how that works in like the full action based, like you can't slow down or pause combat in any way.
Yeah, because it was
with how it is now. Because I know Inquisition was very much like you can pause, direct everything for each turn if you wanted to.
Yes, because there was a lot of skills in all the Dragon Ages, and like you can hotbar some skills, which can help you rotate your combo, but you still have tons of other skills you want to activate and whatnot to help your routine of fighting fights. Because Dragon Age was more like a tabletop. It's not a quick fight.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter how minuscule the enemies are. It's probably not a quick fight.
Yeah, which would be interesting because it's a weird reference to go to God of War, because God of War has it's very different combat wise, where you're not ever fighting like a large number of enemies.
Yeah,
and everything is it's a slower, kind of more methodical, more meaty combat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see Dragon Age adopted to either a similar style or just using it as reference for a game that's fully real-time action-based combat the whole time.
Yeah.
Right. Which, even though it's not slated, 2023 release unlikely, I imagine we're going to get more details at some point this year. So
hopefully,
we'll actually get to see officially released content about what this exactly is going to look like. Next thing up we have here, Iron Man game by EA Motive, who recently did the Dead Space remake, which was incredible from everything that everyone said online, has officially begun production. Looking forward to hearing anything and everything out of this game one day. Red Dead Redemption 2 has officially passed 50 million units sold, but it still cannot get its current gen update. Rip. Maybe one day. Probably not. No. Maybe one day. But I mean, dude, it's literally one of the top, I think it's top 8 now, best-selling video games of all time. But can't give it, current gen update with, to put it on the Xbox Series and stuff.
At this point, they're going to wait for the next consoles and just remaster it.
I'm cool
Probably.
with that. I'm cool with that. That sounds awesome too. Next thing that I want to give a shout for is Maximum Football. Maximum Football came out a few years ago, and it was Doug Flutie's Maximum Football, and that came out, had like its own version of like pro teams and stuff, as well as its own version of like college football that you do. Game was awful. It was so bad. I didn't regret buying it because like I viewed it as well as a lot of people. You're giving money to the studio to try to help them improve, Game was so fucking bad. Like it really was. I'm sorry, it was. But this game actually looks really good. You can really tell the level of improvement from just how they've continued to grow as a developer, especially because this is in Unreal Engine 5. The game looks great. Really excited to have another possibility at a sim football game because Madden has been so stale for so many years. So
I mean, you got Blood Bowl, man.
Blood Bowl is actually entertaining, yeah. But
it's weird. It's a weird thing to hear that Madden has become stale because it's just another football game.
I know, but
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
but
just variety is important.
At the end of the day, it's like it is another football game, but it's also like That's why people still love like the old NCAA, like 14.
14.
Yeah, that's one.
That's why people still love that because that's still like the best football game.
It's
It's
ESPN 2K5 or
Yeah,
NCAA 14.
It's like those are the old ones are still considered to be the best ones ever made because it's like then that was about the time it really just kind of hit that make it every year, make it every year, make it every year.
Really when it comes to Madden, the last like super overall top to bottom like a great Madden to me was Madden 12. Which had Peyton Hillis on it. That was the last really good one to me. 13, dumpster fire game that honestly set the game, the whole series back multiple fucking years.
I don't know.
Horrible.
Madden 2000 on the Dreamcast is pretty good.
Madden 2000 was good. So was Blitz on the Dreamcast. Blitz was also great. But no, I mean Madden's been stale for a while because mostly the franchise. I mean, while the game is like fine to play, right? Gameplay continues to improve. Like the modes to play continue to suck time and time again. So Maximum Football. If you are a football fan and you enjoy Madden, you enjoy playing NCAA, definitely go watch the trailer. It looked very impressive. Looking forward to seeing more come out, and it's free to play. This one, you don't have to drop any cash for it. It will be free to play whenever it comes out here in the next few months. So that's really cool. It'll be pretty much available on, all major consoles right now, except for the Switch. So either way, if you're a football fan, make sure to check that out.
How do we spend our money then?
Definitely going to be heavy microtransactions, I feel like. That's definitely the vibe I get. No doubt on that one. Last thing I have here, Midnight Suns was apparently, obviously, as we know, it was reviewed really well. A critical success, but it was a complete commercial flop, says Take-Two CEO, which is super disappointing. They're going to still continue to work on the game. That's obvious that it was still DLC coming out, and Take-Two CEO did say that he does believe the team can continue to make the game better and better, and so they're going to definitely continue to work on it, but I'm not going to sit here and say I'm not surprised, though, to hear that. You know what I mean? I'm not surprised to hear that it was a commercial flop. Because I just don't feel like I heard a lot about. I don't feel like I heard a lot of people playing it, but the people that did play it loved it.
Yeah.
I feel like we were one of the few people that actually gave a shit about the game.
Yeah.
I mean, it was very niche. I mean, it's like goes pretty hard into a lot of the comics and gave us a bunch of characters that not a lot of people know.
Yep.
Outside of
which is one of the draws to it, in my opinion.
which, seeing as the most characters people know are from the cinematic universe.
We look at it as a draw. Everyone else looked at it like, I don't know who the fuck that is.
Yeah.
Correct.
I don't know who Magic
And
is.
then it was also a tactics game and not some action adventure game and things like that. So, I mean, it was sort of on the niche side.
Yeah, like, to put in perspective of your comment that we were one of the only people that feel like it really gave a shit about it, some of the content creators that I follow, there were some that were just flat out asking on Twitter, hey, is Midnight Suns worth playing? Like, we're just trying to get a vibe from the community. And a lot of the responses like, I don't know, I haven't played it. I don't know, I haven't bothered to check it out. It's like, it was just so unfortunate because like, it is a good game.
Yeah.
It is a very good game. We definitely recommend it, and it was obviously a critical success. It was reviewed very well. Like, I don't remember what its like Metacritic was, but it was like mid to high 80s, I think. I mean, it did very well. It did well across the board on multiple other review sites, but just not a lot of people played. It's the downside. That's it for the weekly wrap up. Boys, you got anything else you want to shout out there?
No, I don't think so.
I got nothing.
All right, we're gonna hit the music. We're gonna leave then.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. If you've been watching this live and you've not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe. If you're still with us, please, thank you. And until next time, bye.
All right, do everything he said and more. If you made it to the end, thank you very much. We appreciate it. And come check us out next week. We will be streaming Saturday around 6-ish. Be me and Zach for the next couple of weeks, just me and him. So come on by.
Definitely looking forward to seeing you boys' show. I think it's going to be fun. So make sure to stop by, support the boys. We would all appreciate that. Do everything they said and more, such as check us out at sparkytheory.com. You can sign up for free. Sign up $5 a month. We appreciate that extra support. As well as going over to Rogue Energy. You can use our referral link down below to pick up some Rogue. Black Cherry Lemonade is incredible. Go to Agent Inc., pick up a jersey. That support would be appreciated. Well, make sure to join the Discord server. Going to continue trying to push to get a community going. With that said, guys, until next time, have a good one. See ya.